Hello everybody, I'm going to do another tarot talk video. For those who don't know, it's not a tarot reading, it's based on, they're little videos really based on common kind of conversations or themes I have on my lives or in my private readings. So today I want to talk about narcissism because this is one that crops up, and you'll see a lot of content regarding narcissists and narcissism on TikTok and other platforms. Now, I do have to state that I am not a clinical psychologist, psychotherapist, counsellor, etc. So any advice that I might give is just based on personal experience. Please do your own research. I should say that if you have dealt with a narcissist, please, and you feel like you need additional help, please go and seek counselling or therapy to help you with that, because they have found that narcissists can sometimes cause a certain type of brain damage in you. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video is that I think there's a lot of stuff out there where people talk about, oh, my ex was a narcissist, and they weren't. They might have had narcissistic tendencies, but they weren't actually a narcissist. Now, for me, a narcissist is a complete different kettle of fish. Okay, different kettle of fish. Now, for me, you get two types of narcissists. You get people who are just born that way. They're actually extremely rare in my experience. And then you get people who have been triggered. Now, I've had to deal with actual narcissists in my life. A couple that I can kind of pretty much safely say that they are. And they're a different breed, absolutely different breed. Now, for the ones who have been triggered into it, and this is the way I see it, okay? As many of you know, I often talk about when I became a widower, something in my brain went ping, and it completely changed me and who I am and my outlook. Now, luckily for me, it went the other way, okay? And I basically went, holy shit, life's too short, okay? I've wasted too much of my life being a toxic feminine, backing down to everybody, supporting everybody else, getting screwed over and getting nothing for myself. And that's what triggered me into this new energy. It completely changed my reading style, both the way I read tarot. I went from a spiritual medium to a psychic, and my abilities and gifts changed alongside that. Now, I'd like to think that, you know, I might be an arsehole, but I'm a good person. I'm here to help the greater collective. Now, I was discussing this on a live, and it suddenly came to me, and I thought, holy shit, this is what happens to people who trigger into narcissism. Whereas I've kind of gone, holy shit, I've been treated like shit my whole life, and I'm not going to put up with it anymore, but I'm gonna do what I can to make things right. Somebody with narcissistic somebody triggered into narcissism, should I say, goes the other way. So they go, holy shit, I've been fucked over again. I can't believe this. Everybody's an arsehole. Well, I'm going to be an arsehole too. I'm going to go and fuck people over. I'm going to do what I want and stuff like that. Now, narcissists are normally extremely intelligent people, and they are, and they've always got a game plan. Now, it must be stated that a lot of the time the narcissist actually tells the truth, and this is why it's so confusing, because the long-term goal is the lie. So they might be wanting something from you, or they just might want to be, you know, want to control you, okay? Got to remember, a lot of people who have a narcissism, they've been triggered into it because somebody else has done something to try and control them or fuck them over, etc. Yeah, but a lot of everything else they say is the truth. Now, a lot of the time they'll say stuff and they'll be like, oh, that's so shocking, they must be joking, and they're not. They're telling the truth, and they get away with it. Now, a lot of the time, an actual narcissist, they've got a long-term game plan. They're normally at least a month, maybe longer ahead of you, okay? It's a bit like they're playing snooker, whereby the snooker player is thinking 3 steps ahead, okay? They're always ahead of you in the game. Now, when you come out of that situation and you realise that you've been played, that you've been taken advantage of, you've been abused, you've been manipulated and stuff like that, that's where the head fuck comes in. That's where it's dangerous. Now, for me, because I grew up with somebody who's potentially a narcissist, potentially a sociopath, I kind of just went, do you know what? It's not on me. I'm a victim here. And I know people don't like using the word victim, but ultimately that's what you are. You've been pulled into somebody else's game. You didn't know the rules. You didn't even know you were playing a game. So for me, I didn't beat myself up. You know, were the red flags? Yeah, of course there are. There always are. And anybody who says that there aren't is lying to themselves, I'm afraid. But this kicks in. This kicks in. Okay, and we don't always want to see it. Now, without getting into any details, with my case, I did become kind of aware of the red flags and knew they were there. But unfortunately, I was in a position whereby, should I do what I wanted to do, which was like, bang, no, I'm not doing this anymore, it would have caused other ramifications. Okay, now coming out of that, I've released it and I've gone, do you know what? It's not my fault. You know what I mean? I've not actually done anything wrong here. You know, you do have these moments where, you know, it comes across your mind and you go, was I always being played, or did something happen? Did something trigger it? Okay, because you're a human being and your mind wants to make a logical sense of it. You know, no, because like I say, with these people, it's they've got a plan in place. Okay. They're very good at pretending to be somebody else. They're very good at hiding their motives. And like I say, they're intelligent. They've normally got very good memories, so they'll remember what they've said when they've said it and stuff like that. So for me, the best thing you can do is just kind of, as hard as it is, and like I say, I'm not expecting people to do this because it depends how far it's gone and whether you need any additional mental health support. For me, I just went, do you know what, I've been played. And I kind of almost released it at that. The problem for me is when we overthink it and we start kind of going, yeah, but what about this time? What about that time? And also triggers. Now, one of the triggers that I had was certain songs that have been used in regard to this in regard to this person. And what I did, and again, this is just me, so don't do it if you don't feel comfortable. I went, Richard, it's just a song. It's just a song. And I sat and listened to said song a number of times until it didn't bother me anymore. And I was like, yeah, it's just a song. It's actually quite a good song. Like I say, for me, it's about kind of removing yourself. Now, the best thing that you can do with a narcissist after the split up is to get on with your life. And again, I know that's easier said than done. Just focus on yourself. Don't look for revenge, because these people, they don't care. They don't care. They've moved on. They won't, 9 times out of 10, they're not spying on you. They're not looking you up. They don't care. They've moved on to their next victim. If in the unlikely event that they are spying on you and keeping tabs on you because things are a little bit more complex, again, the best thing you can do is just focus on yourself. Okay, do what you're doing. Push for what you want, and the best way to win is to make a success out of your life. Sadly, I'm running out of time, but yeah, like I say, I just want people to be clear that somebody with narcissistic tendencies who's just selfish and has got a game plan is not the same as a narcissist. And as somebody said on my live a few weeks back now, to be calling Johnny Dickhead, who's shagged your best mate and treated you like shit for the last year, to compare somebody like that to somebody who has this web of I don't know what to call it, because like I say, a lot of the time they are telling the truth. This web, let's just call it web. This web of gameplay is an insult to the victims of a narcissist. Okay, and I'm not trying to downplay what you might have been through if you've been with somebody with narcissistic tendencies, but let's be clear. Like I say, narcissists do have the ability to completely fuck up your life and fuck up your mental health, and like I say, could potentially even cause a form of brain damage. But yeah, that was it. Feel free to comment. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Ta-ta.